the second weekend of our Trinity in Motion campaign as we move into the fall and we get ready for the next year. We're excited about that. We're talking about the mission that God is calling us to as a congregation and how we as a community step up to support that mission. We've asked some different people during this week and the upcoming weeks to share a little bit about their story and why it is that they choose to give the way that they give. I want to call Jeff and Mieca Valen to come forward and to share a little bit of their story. So Jeff and Mieca, please.
Good morning, everyone. When Todd asked us, maybe the reasons that we give, I thought, there's probably lots of different reasons, and people have different reasons they would want to support a ministry. So we're just sharing our idea, and you'll hear others in the next few weeks. So I've had a couple questions when it comes to giving, and I've wondered, do our priorities in life and the place that faith holds lead us to greater giving? Or could it be that if by increasing our giving, it kind of helps us grow in our faith? Either way, I think it's a benefit to grow in our faith. It's kind of like the chicken and the egg question. Which one comes first? I don't know, but either one is good. And in our lives, did we first give out of a sense of obligation or out of habit, having watched our parents write a check each week for our offering? Or was it really just a response to the rich blessings God has given us and our way to respond to that? Again, I'm not sure, but as we've become more and more involved at Trinity, I think that our faith has grown as our giving has grown.
And one thing that we decided early on in our marriage was that we would choose to give first before looking at other expenses and no matter what else has been going on in our lives. And we've found that through the years, God has always provided enough. For one example is we've grown our family through both birth and through adoption. And if you haven't experienced it, adoption is really expensive. And the temptation would come to think, well, we could maybe just give a little less to Trinity and then use that extra money to meet those expenses. And we just really felt that our commitment to Trinity and our local ministry was really, really important. And so we continued to choose to give first to Trinity. And it was amazing how God always provided the funds when it was time for the home study or when it was time for the program fees or travel. There was always enough. And so now we're kind of moving into that college range and finding out that college tuition isn't really very cheap either. And God has been providing enough. When our daughter went out to PLU, there was enough this fall. We'll see about spring, but anyway, we still choose to give first, and we really have trusted, and God has always provided enough. We really believe that God is doing his great work through Trinity. We're involved in a lot of the hunger ministries. Yesterday, Feed My Starving Children finished up their pack, and you can see the results out on the board, and just tremendous giving. Wildcat Pantry is feeding a lot of kids in our community. Meals of Hope is feeding a lot of hungry families and kids, and we just really feel like those ministries are making a big difference in our community as well as around the world. Trinity is making disciples. Trinity is equipping amazing young people who are out there changing our world, helping people of all ages grow in their faith. So we really believe that God is moving here, and we believe that our financial giving is just one way that we can be involved. So we challenge you to give first and trust that God will always provide enough.
Thank you, Jeff and Mieca, for sharing a bit of your story. We appreciate that very much. We'll have a couple other stories in upcoming weeks. We'll also, I believe you should have received a bulletin insert on Trinity in Motion with you. We encourage you to take a look at that. There's some good information on there. We'll have a couple more pieces on that in upcoming weeks as well. Those are all our announcements. Much more